Chapter 1, Types of Teams. Welcome to this educational video on types of teams based on Lee Thompson's Making the Team, a guide for managers, 6th edition. In this chapter, we'll explore what truly defines a team, how teams differ from groups, why organizations, especially in healthcare, depend on them, and how different levels of autonomy and design influence performance. By the end of this session, you'll be able to recognize how to structure, manage, and evaluate teams effectively in both corporate and healthcare settings. Section 1 Introduction. The case of Dr. Lee Berger's expedition. Let's begin with a fascinating story that illustrates teamwork in action. Dr. Lee Berger, a paleoanthropologist, posted an unusual ad on Facebook. He needed slender, fit scientists with caving experience to excavate fossil remains in South Africa. From over 50 applicants, 6 women were chosen to descend through an 18-inch wide shaft into total darkness. Above ground, dozens of scientists watched remotely, analyzing and assembling thousands of fossil fragments that would later redefine the story of human evolution. This story demonstrates more than scientific discovery. It shows how a well-structured team, with interdependent roles and a shared goal, can achieve what no individual could do alone. And that's the foundation of this chapter, understanding how to design, lead, and sustain effective teams. Section 2 Teams versus Groups. A group is simply a collection of people, perhaps co-workers, who share information or resources. But a team is different. It's an interdependent group of individuals working toward a shared goal where members rely on one another for information, skills, and resources. Thompson identifies 5 defining characteristics of teams. First is a shared goal. Teams exist to achieve collective outcomes. Second is interdependence. Members can't achieve success alone. They depend on each other's contributions. Third is boundedness. Membership is clear, and teams remain relatively stable over time. Fourth is self-management. Members have the authority to manage their internal processes. And fifth is context. Every team operates within a larger organization that influences its access to resources and support. In healthcare, think about an interdisciplinary surgical team. The surgeon, anesthesiologist, nurses, and technologists are each experts, but their success depends entirely on coordination, communication, and timing. Section 3 Why Organizations Need Teams. Organizations rely on teams because they outperform traditional hierarchies when designed correctly. Thompson outlines 4 modern challenges that make teamwork essential. First is information technology. As hybrid and remote work becomes standard, managers have shifted from gathering information to facilitating coordination across digital environments. In hospitals, this might look like virtual rounds or telemedicine coordination teams. Second is competition. The pace of innovation demands specialization. For example, Apple's electric car project drew engineers from different departments to collaborate intensively, mirroring how hospital systems unite clinical, IT, and finance teams for major initiatives. Third is globalization and culture. Teams often operate across national and cultural boundaries. In global health organizations, virtual teams connect professionals in different time zones, requiring cultural competence and sensitivity to work styles. Fourth is multi-generational teams. Today's workforce includes baby boomers, Gen X, millennials, and Gen Z, all with distinct communication preferences and values. For managers, understanding these differences, like younger workers' need for feedback or older professionals' preference for structure, can make or break collaboration. Section 4 Task Focus 3 Types of Teams. Teams differ by the type of task they perform. Thompson categorizes them into 3 broad types. First is the tactical team. These teams execute well-defined plans that demand precision and coordination. Examples include surgical teams, aviation crews, or emergency response units. They thrive on clarity, structure, and trust. Role ambiguity or communication breakdowns can be catastrophic. Second is the problem-solving team. These teams address ongoing challenges. For example, a hospital's patient safety committee or a CDC response unit works to diagnose and solve issues that evolve over time. They must operate with integrity and openness, since complex problems rarely have simple answers. Third is the creative team. Their goal is innovation, creating new products, ideas, or services. Think of healthcare innovation labs or startup teams developing AI based patient monitoring tools. They question assumptions and explore possibilities beyond existing boundaries. Section 5, Levels of Team Autonomy. Teams vary not just in task type, but in how much control they have over their work. Thompson identifies 4 levels of autonomy. First is the manager led team. Here, a manager defines goals, methods, and processes while the team executes. This structure works well for simple, repetitive, or high stakes tasks like operating room teams or manufacturing units where coordination and speed matter most. Second is the self managing team. The manager defines the overall goal, but the team chooses how to reach it. For example, a hospital quality improvement team may decide how to meet performance benchmarks while leadership only sets the objectives. These teams show higher morale, productivity, and innovation when properly supported. Third is the self directing or self designing team. These teams set their own goals and methods entirely. They are ideal for innovation and organizational learning, but require trust and resources. Google's 20% time policy, where employees could pursue creative side projects, is a classic example. Fourth is the self governing team. This type, like a board of directors, has full authority to design, manage, and evaluate its own operations. However, this high autonomy comes with risk. Team goals can sometimes conflict with organizational priorities. For MHA leaders, understanding these gradients helps in choosing the right team structure for a project, balancing control, creativity, and accountability. Section 6, Myths and Realities about Teams. Thompson challenges several myths that managers often believe. First myth: teams should be the rule. In truth, teams should be the exception. If one person can complete a task independently, forming a team can actually slow progress. Second myth: team failure is about personalities. Managers often blame difficult members, but most failures stem from poor design, unclear goals, misaligned incentives, or lack of structure. Third myth: teams run themselves once formed. Even high performing teams need continual attention, communication, and adjustment. Fourth myth: conflict is always bad. Conflict can actually enhance insight and innovation when managed constructively. Fifth myth: strong leaders always build strong teams. Overly dominant leaders can stifle collaboration. True leadership balances structure with coaching and empowerment. Sixth myth: retreats fix everything. Team building retreats that ignore deeper design issues like workload imbalance or unclear goals don't solve the real problems. Section 7: What leaders tell us about their teams. In an 18-year survey of over 1,300 managers, Thompson found some revealing trends. Most common team type: middle management and cross functional teams. Average size: around 11 members, but smaller teams, about 5 or 6, perform best. Most teams lasted 1 to 2 years. And the top challenge: maintaining motivation and minimizing confusion. In healthcare, these findings align closely. Sustaining engagement and clarity, especially in interdisciplinary teams, is often the biggest challenge for hospital leaders and project managers. Section 8: Building Team Building Skills. Thompson closes the chapter with 3 essential skills for team leadership. First is accurate diagnosis of team problems. Managers must look beyond surface symptoms. Many teams fail because leaders sample only successful examples and misidentify what caused success. Second is evidence based management. Effective team leadership is not about intuition or charisma, it's about applying scientific principles supported by research. Healthcare leaders can apply this by using data from quality metrics, employee surveys, or patient outcomes to guide team design and interventions. Third is expert learning. Great leaders learn continuously from both success and failure. Thompson introduces the concept of double loop learning, where feedback flows in both directions. Leaders learn from teams, and teams learn from leaders. This reflective cycle mirrors continuous quality improvement models in healthcare. Section 9, Chapter Capstone: Lessons for Healthcare and Business Leaders. Thompson concludes with a powerful metaphor. Building a team is like maintaining human health. There's no single formula, but science offers proven principles for success. Just as diet, exercise, and preventive care maintain the body, structure, communication, and learning maintain effective teams. In your own organization, whether you lead clinical staff, administrative units, or corporate teams, remember successful teamwork isn't about luck or personality. It's about intentional design, continuous learning, and a shared purpose that aligns individual strengths toward collective goals. Adapted from Making the Team, a guide for managers, peers, and education. Thank you for watching this video on types of teams. If you found it helpful, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Mastering MHAMBA for more graduate level insights into leadership, teamwork, and organizational success.